Caitlin Clark
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and
I'm a
forth.
fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the MJ.
Stephen A. Smith slammed the brakes on Angel Reese's ego trip so hard, it left burn marks. And no, this isn't some polished Netflix drama with a choreographed downfall. Angel pulled a stunt that had the internet collectively gasping. Wait, seriously? If you thought on-court drama ended with buzzer beaters, think again. Stephen A. didn't just drop the mic, he torched it. So what exactly did Angel do this time?
It's not about black and white. It's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when they mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous opponents en route to the Final Four. And then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living you-know-what at that particular moment in time. And Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did. It would have never gotten to this point.
4 points. That's all. Angel Reese managed a grand total of 4 points like she was on some kind of scoring cleanse. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark sat iced on the bench, half covered in bandages, half wrapped in hope, looking like a sports drink commercial. Angel had the ball, the spotlight, and the perfect stage to shine, but still delivered a stat line that screams meh. If you're already waiting for her next blooper, drop a "fire the baby giraffe" in the comments. Let's roll.
First of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that.
Let's be honest. This wasn't a watch me prove them wrong game. It felt more like she forgot where the basket was. The national storyline revolved around Caitlin Clark, who was benched, yet still managed to influence the game. Meanwhile, Angel's presence was so underwhelming it should have come with a sympathy card. Scoring 4 points? That's not a stat. It's a silent scream from someone who's just realized they're auditioning for an early exit.
Most fans were excited to see Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever take on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The game was a blowout as the Fever beat down Chicago 93-58, with Clark's triple-double leading the way. But the biggest headline coming out of the game on Saturday is the investigation the WNBA is conducting into allegations of hateful fan comments directed at Angel Reese. It happened after this play when Clark slapped at the ball after Reese grabbed an offensive
Sure, she snatched 12 rebounds. And yeah, she guards them like their currency, like each one earns her a free Chick-fil-A meal. But rebounds without points? That's just racking up participation trophies. She acts like putting up double digits is a burden, like the WNBA offered her a chance to do more, and she replied, "I'm good." It's like she treats scoring as a luxury. Nice if you can get it, but not worth the effort.
Angel Reese, part 38, let's get it!
Life throws her lemons. She makes bricks. Bang! PSA to anyone watching, she is right-handed. Right-handed, by the way. She missed the rim by 3 feet, man. Bang! I gotta say, this is my favorite summer sitcom. Pecan? Butter pecan? Bang! Here's a stat. She's been blocked 20 times, and she's only made 21 hoops.
What?
You know the night's bad when even the broadcast crew jumps into damage control. She contributed in other ways, they said. Like what, a walk-on role in a reality show? Maybe she spent the night running wind sprints in sneakers that forgot how to touch the rim. The camera caught her staring into space like she was mentally auditioning for the real stat hoarders of the WNBA, where numbers don't matter as long as you serve looks.
because I was calling it from day one. You got people that are resentful towards her. But it's really not about her, guys. It's about what she represents. Before she ever came along, there were a lot of outstanding basketball players who happened to be black females that was doing their thing on the WNBA level. And they never got this kind of shit.
Remember when Angel used to walk in like a queen? Lashes, nails, hair flawless, confidence unshakable? That 4-point performance screamed, "I peaked in college," loud enough to wake the NCAA servers. This wasn't the long-awaited Bayou Barbie takeover. It felt more like Desperate Housewives of the WNBA, with Angel sipping wine alone asking, "Where did everyone go?" Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, even while getting double-teamed, elbowed, and iced, is still scoring, assisting, and knocking down threes like it's her driveway. Angel had the perfect setup. No Caitlin, full spotlight, mic in hand, and still dropped the ball.
Elaborate a little bit more on that in just a second, but before I do that, I want to ask you your thoughts about apparently some racial animus that was thrown in the direction of Angel Reese. The Chicago Sky have gotten involved, talking about they're going to protect their players at all costs. The NWNBA has issued a statement saying it abhors and discourages hate of any kind, etc., etc. Your thoughts about it? Here's the WNBA statement. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter. Your thoughts about that element of all of this, where you believe it emanates from, and do you think it will ever subside?
That rebound-heavy stat line? Sure, 12 boards look good on paper, but hustle isn't the same as impact. You can outbox 3 players and still brick every shot. Angel was out there collecting rebounds like they were Pokemon cards. Gotta catch them all, but never actually doing anything with them.
Oh man, the latter part of that, Stephen A, is quite the thing to think on. I think when you go back to the impetus of the rivalry that we have between Caitlin and Angel Reese, I remember funny clips on the internet.
Another diabolical stat. She's 19 of 59 from less than 5 feet away. How about that, man? Bang! She should work at housekeeping for hotels because she could turn it over quickly. Lost by 27, scored only 4 points against the Indiana Fever. To mention no Caitlin Clark, no problem, give and go. Like a given no shot of working. Bang!
You prefer car or plane?
Car or plane for what? For how you want to travel! That's too many steps and you can't do that. Bang!
And now the whispers are turning into shouts. Yep, the same whispers that say Angel once likened herself to Michael Jordan. But this isn't a high school pep rally. If you're not scoring, you're just scenery. Right now, Angel's biggest contribution might be her tunnel walk outfits or keeping the bench warm. That's not exactly MVP behavior. If her minutes start shrinking, maybe she should check in with her stylist before asking the stat coach.
I have yet to see a single example of Angel Reese being a leader outside of rebounding her own missed layups. What does Angel Reese do? What is her contribution? You tell me, because I'm not seeing it. I know I'm harsh on Angel Reese, but she considers herself a star. If you're going to call yourself a star, I expect you to perform like a star, especially in big moments. Caitlin Clark was injured. Angel Reese was the only star on the court last night, and for 27 minutes, she completely disappeared.
This was supposed to be her breakout season, the year she proved she's more than just attitude and highlight. Instead, she's become the WNBA version of a TikTok trend. Tons of hype, quick burnout, and now a running joke. Remember the milk crate challenge? That's Angel's season in a nutshell. Starts high, takes one wobbly step, and now we're all watching her tumble. Just not fast enough for some viewers.
Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark, because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back at Caitlin Clark once it was Caitlin Clark's turn to have her come uppance. And that's what made Angel Reese famous. Now, Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with, as she articulated.
Don't get it twisted. People wanted Angel Reese to thrive. She entered the league as a walking headline, the perfect foil to Caitlin Clark. The drama, the flair, the Bayou Barbie image, it was marketable gold. She had it all. Charisma, college stardom, viral moments. But all that shine means nothing. When your stats don't even rattle a JV team, 4 points isn't just a slump. It's becoming her signature. Unless this is some avant-garde commentary on basketball inefficiency, it's just not working. Fans are catching on, tuning in and going, "Wait, that's it?" Twitter lit. Up, not in praise, but confusion. Another 4-point night. She's still a beast on the boards, but offensively, she's vanished, like a missing left AirPod. Even her most loyal fans are now tweeting threads like, "You just don't get how good Angel is. Please, Karen, she's struggling like a flip phone in 2025.
Well, there's a lot of reaction coming in from last night's drubbing, destruction, annihilation, cremation, whatever you want to call it, roasting, sauteed, whatever your form of cooking may be. But the Indiana Fever absolutely dismantled the Chicago Sky.
What makes this so hard to ignore is the fact that Caitlin Clark, the girl who's literally sidelined with an injury, is still dominating league conversations without even stepping on the court. That's when it starts getting uncomfortable. Caitlin's probably sitting on the bench, ankle-wrapped, sipping electrolytes, casually observing the game, while Angel's out there looking like she forgot what position she plays. Yet somehow, Clark still feels like the bigger presence. How do you lose the spotlight to someone not even suited up? Then the whispers begin. Front office murmurs. Is she getting benched? Will they rest her for development? That's basketball code for "we can't say this out loud," but yikes. This isn't just a slump, it's a reckoning. The Sky didn't draft a TikTok personality. They were hoping for a franchise cornerstone. Instead, they've got a rebounding machine with a scoring allergy.
This is only women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? What else are these women supposed to do? Fawn over her? Fangirl over her? Bend the fucking knee? Kiss the ring? Like, what do you want from them? We cannot every time the girl plays a game. She got 40 games, guys. She got 35 more games. We are not every single game gonna revisit and retread this same tired ass rhetoric that all these girls are hating on her, and they need to be thankful they have been.
Let's be real. Teams want assassins on the court, not just players with great lashes and Instagram captions about grit. If you're going to flex online, you better back it up with more than a 4 for 12 stat line and a vibe check. Even Stephen A. Smith probably sat back, wiped his glasses, stared at that box score, and shouted to the ceiling, 4 points? Someone needs to tell Angel this isn't LSU anymore. Because she's right. This is the WNBA, not a feel-good charity. They're not handing out all-star nods for effort and cardio. You don't get playing time for nostalgia. And right now, Angel's stat lines look like someone misprinted the numbers on accident.
What an outfit Angel Reese was rocking. She put a lot of time, a lot of effort into making sure her ensemble was on point. Are my boots matching my jacket? Are my gloves matching my hat? Angel Reese put in tons of time for this outfit, which begs the question, does Angel Reese put in more time in her outfits for the pre-game catwalk, or does she put in more time to actually get better at the game?
And the tension's building. Every minute Angel spends on the court without delivering only adds fuel to the fire. This isn't the NCAA, it's the big leagues. Every second on the floor has to be earned. You think WNBA coaches are handing out 30 minutes just because you've got personality? Please. When your efficiency dips, so does your playing time. If you're not scoring, assisting, or defending at a high level, you're just taking up real estate. Angel's no longer just playing basketball. She's battling to stay relevant in a league that forgets hype quicker than a TikTok trend.
Goose comes along, and she wreaks havoc. She's the Rookie of the Year. She's 4th in the league in MVP voting. 4th in the league, her rookie year.
Wow.
Outstanding. She's like she's like Steph Curry. She can pull up from anywhere. You understand? She has that kind of capability. Didn't win a national championship. Lost to LSU one year. Lost to South Carolina another year. But she's outstanding and clearly worthy of being the number 1 overall pick. And what I was saying to everybody is ride the wave. Rising tide lifts all boats.
The stakes have officially shifted. This isn't about potential anymore. It's about production. Either she turns it around fast, or we're looking at an ESPN documentary in 10 years called Angel Reese. The hype that never hit, complete with slow-mo turnovers, dramatic piano, music, and a narrator whispering, "What happened?" And now we've got to talk about Tyler Marsh, the man tasked with the impossible job of unlocking Angel like she's a hidden NBA 2K character. He's tried everything: power forward, small ball, 5 weird hybrid wing roles. At this point, Marsh is probably drawing up plays in hieroglyphics trying to get her to score. But here's the truth. It doesn't matter where you place her if she can't finish. It's like rearranging furniture in a haunted house and wondering why the ghosts won't leave. Marsh could plant her under the rim or at half court. If she's still putting up 4 points, none of it matters. Chicago, we have a problem.
Balled at Iowa in college. She's balled since she's been in the NBA. She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being 4th in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the table.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's sitting on the injury list and still managing to be the centerpiece of the entire WNBA. She could be in a walking boot shooting from a chair and still make more of an impact than Angel, both in stats and in storylines. Even on her worst day, Clark contributes. She dishes out assists, buries threes, draws defenders like a magnet. Off the court, she's still the headline. And when she returns, don't expect her to ease in. She'll come back locked and loaded. Meanwhile, Angel's stat line still reads like she's playing dodgeball, not basketball. And you can't deny it anymore. Just watch the crowd. When the ball swings to Angel, there's no cheer. Just a groan from fans bracing for disappointment. It's like watching someone try to remember their password in front of 10,000 people. And the coaching decisions? They're moving her around like a game of musical chairs. That's not a system. It's a desperate search for a spark that just isn't there.
Actually feel bad for Angel Reese at this point, and it has nothing to do with like how she's handled herself or anything. It's just simply Caitlin Clark is so much better than Angel Reese at basketball that it doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese is struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is better at her best thing than she is.
But she's better at everything.
And
she had a triple-double. She's tied for the 3rd most triple-doubles in WNBA history, and she's played 50 games.
Let's just say it plainly. Angel's not producing, not growing, not adapting. Her impact stops at rebounds and rarely goes beyond that. And it's getting harder to justify her minutes when younger, hungrier players are itching to prove themselves. Caitlin Clark isn't coming back just to be solid. She's coming back to remind everyone she's the league's main attraction. Once she's dropping 20 points again, Angel's 4-point vanishing acts will look even worse. The league needs players who lift the game, not just their image. And if Angel doesn't rediscover her offensive groove soon, she won't just fall behind. She'll disappear. All that preseason buzz, NIL money, media hype, it fades fast when your box score doesn't deliver. And right now, the numbers aren't lying.
Unfortunately, it comes with the crown.
I got to push back on you a little bit.
Okay.
I think you're being a little bit too PC. Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it. Now, yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb.
Even inside the locker room, things must be tense. Imagine busting your tail for 10 minutes off the bench while Angel jogs around for 30, offering little beyond empty hustle. That kind of imbalance kills team morale. And for the front office, this has to feel like an identity crisis. They built a brand around her, and now that brand is flopping. She's not delivering results, she's putting out G League effort in a prime time slot. As for the fans, they bought into a generational rivalry. Clark versus Angel Reese, Iowa versus Baton Rouge, college royalty clashing again in the pros. What did they get instead? Caitlin dropping highlight plays on a bad ankle, and Angel running around like a Peloton coach doing low-impact cardio. You promised fireworks. You delivered a sparkler soaked in rain.
Of the WNBA will be Clark. If she stays healthy, there's a group of them that would hope for her to be out. But
why do you say she's going to be the Jackie Robinson of the WNBA?
Well,
it's not like she's the first white girl.
She's not the first white girl, but she's the first white superstar at the levels where she's scoring these, the threes she's shooting. She's like a Steph Curry. She's the first actual superstar that people care. When's the last time we watched like college basketball? If I told you, tell me the greatest college basketball female basketball players last 30 years, and you watch, I know her. She's our meat. But you look at some of these names, you see some of these people on how they.
If this keeps up, it's not going to be funny anymore. It'll just be sad. A classic, what could have been story. Clark rising while Reese fades into the background. A clear lesson that branding only takes you so far. It's production that keeps you in the league. So yeah, time for a reality check. If the Sky want wins, they need to stop wishing for a miracle. Angel Reese right now isn't the star they banked on. Until she starts delivering on the scoreboard, she's not the answer. She's a red flag. And if something doesn't change fast, she won't just be losing games. She'll be out of the league. The WNBA doesn't wait for potential to catch up. You either perform or you're replaced. Plain and simple. If you're already bracing for her next blunder, drop a fire the baby giraffe in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Hit the video on screen. We'll see you there.